Hello and welcome again, dear students of English language. How are you today? Well, I hope you're fine. I hope you're doing well today. And first of all, I would like to say something to you because I feel a little sad. Because I know that I have been absent these days, these months. So I want to say sorry first and then telling you that I have been absent because I was preparing different things. I have been preparing different things, materials, projects. I was very busy. I have been very busy. And I want to say thank you anyway, because I know that after today, you're going to be there waiting for me and being there so patiently watching my video and enjoying the English language. So, let's start. Today, I want to share with you something that I did last year, 2024. And that is something really, really nice, which is a trip. You know, we all love traveling, but this trip had many, many things that I really want to give you. I want to share those things with you. So I'm going to go little by little in every step so you have an idea of everything that I did last year and where I went and the experiences I had. Last year, by August, approximately, I went to Germany. You know, that country that they have that difficult language. But as you also know, I love languages, by the way, and I really enjoyed trying to speak German, right? I know that I could speak English perfectly well, that people really speak English there. But I managed myself to say something in German. Of course, it was a complete failure because when I tried to say something in German, people were like looking at me in a strange way, and some of them responded in German, but in a C2 level, let's say native level precisely, and some others responded in English directly. So I was like, okay, thank you so much. But I really wanted to do something different, you know, to challenge myself with a new language that in this case I don't manage, which is a German language. So it was fun, really. I really liked the experience, but I know that I have to improve with German because it's a language that honestly I can't speak. Second thing is the cities that I visited last year in Germany. You may expect hearing she went to Berlin, she went to Hamburg, but no. I went to smaller cities. They were really, really nice, and honestly, guys, I don't know Berlin, I don't know Hamburg, I don't know München or Munich in English. But I felt so happy to see the real German culture at that moment. Because one of the cities that I visited was Cologne or Köln in German. My humble German, I'm sorry for Germans who are here. That city was amazing, guys. The city had a big black Gothic cathedral that was really, really big and really, really beautiful, well conserved, and so I really don't know how to describe it. It was amazing to be there. It was shocking sometimes to see it because it's really huge, honestly, and black. Guys, it's black. So imagine, this is the real attraction of the city, I guess. But the city has many other things to do, many other places to go, and you will enjoy it for sure. This city has also a bridge, and that bridge is very representative of that city of Köln, because by the way, between brackets, I'm going to say that I want to say the name in German, not because I don't know how to say it in English, but I think that the essence of pronouncing the name in German is much better. So, having said that, let's go on. This bridge is fantastic. It's very big. It's also very large, very long. And when you go through the bridge, you feel like changing some mood, some emotions in a way. So it's very interesting to be there. You can see also the river. You can see also many people going through, coming back, coming and going. And it's very nice to be there, to go to the other parts of the bridge. And you have a bar, you have like a little park there. So it's so interesting to be in that part and to see the city, because you have a good view from that part too. When you go to the other part of the bridge, you feel really happy, and the sensation of being in that part is so different, because you can see the rest of the city from a different view, And I'm going to try to say the name of that bridge in German. So guys, be patient. The name of that bridge is Hohenzollern, something like that. I'm sorry for my German, right? So this bridge has many, many beautiful views, beautiful parts, and beautiful places also to be going through and to visit. So I really recommend it. Also the cathedral, of course. In Köln, this city, you also have something very particular to visit, which is a perfume museum, right? Or the perfume museum, by the way. It's something curious, because typically you don't have those things when you travel to a different city. But there was like a situation there between two people who created the fragrance. And it's very nice because it's very historical. So I really recommend that, because you not only have the opportunity to go to the museum, but also to smell and to feel the fragrance or the fragrances, and you're part of the story or the history of that place. So I really, really recommend that. A curious fact about this perfume museum and perfume place is that the name that it has is the Farina House. And the owner, the creator of this, is an Italian immigrant. So imagine the power that it has. These are the main places in Köln, but you may find many more, I'm sure. But now let's go to the next city that I visited, and this is called Bonn, right? In Bonn, you have a history or historical museum, which is very interesting because you can see the history of Germany from 1945 on. This is a very particular date, a very important date for history. This museum has also a particular name I'm going to share with you, and the name is Haus der Geschichte. Again, sorry for my German. As you may know, 1945 was a very key moment of our life because it is a Second World War period. So you need to go because you will have a great experience. The museum, or the house as they call it, it's very big. So you may take from 2 to 3 hours to finish the tour, let's say. But Bonn, this city, is not only important or particular because of this museum. Also, it has a place which is very interesting to visit, because here we can find the hometown and the house of one very influential person who was very important for the music at that time. And this city is the hometown of Ludwig van Beethoven. Okay? As you may know, Beethoven, the musician, was born in Bonn. Okay? So his house, his real house, now is another museum. You have to pay to enter. That is not the same as the previous museum that I mentioned, that you don't pay. You enter and you do the tour, let's say. But to go to the house of Beethoven, you have to pay. So I didn't pay it, I didn't enter, but I recommend it because many people entered, and it's very interesting to know more about our beloved Ludwig. Well, after Bonn, we went to 2 other cities that I can categorize them into fairy tale cities. The name of those cities are a little difficult, so I'm going to try to pronounce them, right? So, one of them is called Cochem, okay? Then I'm going to write all the names that I have said during this podcast, so you can have a look, or you can take a look at what I am saying. The name of the other city is called Monschau. Cochem was a very small town. I wouldn't call it a city, but it's more a town. And you have many interesting things. It is like a German-like town, you know, you have those typical houses and buildings. It also has something very particular, which is like a cave that you see from the outside, but it is a winery. So you can buy different types of wine, and you have a lot of prices, you have a lot of different grapes that they use to prepare the wine. So it's really curious. If you like wine, I really recommend it. Cochem has also a castle. So you have to walk a little, like in a small mountain, let's say, or a road which is uphill, and you will find a castle. That castle is very beautiful. It's not very big, but you can go and visit. And you will have beautiful views of the city. Lastly, in Cochem, I say we because I didn't go alone. I went with my boyfriend. So we were very fortunate, and we found something very special. And that was a festival that the Germans were participating, let's say. They were wearing some particular clothes, let's say, and they really danced. They shouted, they sang many songs, but that was something very interesting to see because it's very typical from the country, very typical from the city from the town, in fact. And I felt so part of that, even though I don't speak German and I don't know that, and I really don't know the culture that they have. I felt part, you know. This festival that I mentioned is very typical in August, and it was August last year when we traveled. In one moment they were singing a song in which they said a phrase, they pronounced a phrase that was very typical, and I remember that they said ein, zwei, Sofa, or something like that. In theory, I was told that that phrase symbolizes the fact that you say 1, 2, drink. So normally when they sang that song, they used to take the glass of beer and drink, not a glass of water, a glass of beer, which is also typical from Germany. And this phrase, this typical phrase, is not precisely German. It's like the Bavarian dialect, which is one dialect in Germany. So it's even more interesting to know. So if you ever have the chance to go in August to this small city, please go, because it's unbelievable and you will feel really part of that. Then the other city that I mentioned was Monschau. This city is also a fairy tale and also a German-like city, but it's even more cozy, because it has a bridge, it has a river, and you have little streets made of cobblestone all the time, so you get lost everywhere you go. I really recommend this city, Monschau, because it's very nice to go. You have many plants, trees, these little streets. You have also a river, the bridge, more bridges, okay? People are very nice because we are all visiting the city and not many people live there. So it's a good opportunity to go, and you also have good places to eat. And the last city that we visited last year was Münster. I think that's a pronunciation. Münster is not Munich, is Münster, okay? And that city is bigger than Monschau and Cochem, right? It's a university city, as far as I know, and you have many cultural events, festivals. It's a very emotional city, and the life there seems to be very enjoyable. The day that we went to Münster, there was a music festival, and we had some friends. They have a band, so we went and see the concert that they prepared for that day, and it was amazing. Oh, sorry guys, I was forgetting one city, which is called Aachen. The problem is that we couldn't visit the city for some time. We were there just for 2 or 3 hours, and we had to eat very fast, so we couldn't walk around, and we only saw some places in the center of the city, and just that. Everything that we could see from that city was beautiful, guys, so I also recommend it. And now let's go to one particular thing that I think that you are waiting for, which is the German beer. Okay, the German beer is amazing, as you know, but we all have a preconception of the German beer, okay? You need to know that not in literally every city you will have different beers. But in Köln you have a particular beer, for example, which is the Kölsch. And that's amazing, guys. It's fantastic. It's a very nice beer. It's soft, it's light, and it's very tasty, let's say. So it's a perfect beer to drink with friends, but you're not going to drink it in a typical way that you drink a beer. They will give you a little glass, which is long and thin. Why? Because they consider that if you drink less quantity of beer in a short or shorter time, you will drink more and more and more during the night. Okay? And also the beer keeps fresh all the time, because the more quantity of beer you have, the warmer it gets in a shorter time. Another curiosity in terms of beer that you need to know is in Germany, when you don't want to continue drinking beer anymore, you need to take the beer mat or coaster and put it on the glass, so the waiter will know that you want to stop, right? If you don't do it, the waiter can come and pour more beer. Something else that we tried in Germany was the typical food that they have, which is a Currywurst. Currywurst, okay? The Currywurst is literally a sausage that they cut into small pieces. In one section of the dish or the plate, in another section you put the crisps or the French fries, and they put some curry on everything. And if you want something like mayonnaise or ketchup, they give it to you anyway. And of course, there is a typical snack in Germany, which is called the Bretzel. You, of course, may know this. For sure you know that. But it's so good because you have many types of Bretzel. You have the typical one, which is only the piece of dough cooked with salt. And then you have many others that are cut and the people put like cheese or butter or many other things inside, and they are fantastic, delicious. So, in a nutshell, this trip was fantastic. It had a lot of experiences and we enjoyed everything that we did. I really recommend going to Germany because you may think that German people are cold or distant, but really they are kind people. If you ask for help, they will help you. If you want to eat something typical, you have many options. If you want to drink beer, you also have many options. And also there is like a pinch of culture or cultural thing that they give you in everything you do. And as I told you before, I couldn't speak German because my German is terrible, but I could say some phrases, some words, some expressions in German, and people were very happy to see me, a foreigner, trying to speak their language. Of course, throughout the trip, or around all the places that we visited in this trip, I spoke English most of the time, because in Germany, people know English. In the cities or the towns that we visited, which were really small, it was a little difficult because some people didn't speak English, but in some way or another we could find people who spoke English, so we had the chance to communicate with them. For next time, I will try to learn some German, so I will try to communicate a little more in their native language. We know that Germany is a very big country, and I would like to go to many other cities which are really beautiful to visit. So, we finish here today. I hope you have enjoyed this video, this podcast. I hope you find it interesting, and if you have any kind of questions, please write in the comments and I will be really happy or more than happy to respond. Thank you so much for being there and see you next time. Bye!